Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to episodes 1 and 2 of Cannon Busters. So yeah, we're here with a new series that is going to be taking over for Digimon Adventure 2020 for a little bit. Basically, once we finish Cannon Busters, we'll go right back to Digimon, just like what we're doing with Pandora Hearts and Free. It's just a little break to kind of refresh our palates and get us back in the right mindset. So, Cannon Busters, for those who don't know, is a Netflix original anime that is the brainchild of Black creators. Black creators and anime fans got this project going, worked with actual anime companies, and made just a really important anime. I don't know much of what it's about, but I think it kind of has like this Wild West vibe to it. I'm not 100% confident on that though. I've seen a couple of the character designs before, and just overall, like I've seen like maybe a couple clips, but honestly, I don't remember them much at all. So I don't really know what this is about per se. I just it's just something I've wanted to get to. It looks really nice. It looks really nice. It's just I want to help support these creators in this work, especially during Black History Month. Like, Black History Month's almost over. We basically have to close out this week, and then it's over. And it's like, this is kind of the perfect time to get to it. Because it's like, this is the kind of stuff we should be celebrating more and more. And not just during Black History Month, mind you, during the entire year, every year. But, I mean, if we can get them, these kind of creators and artists and musicians and whatnot highlighted, then we got to take that chance. We got to take that opportunity because they need their voices highlighted. They matter just as much as anyone, and we need to prove that they matter to us. So, yeah, I've been wanting to see this, and that's one of the main reasons why. But it's not just because of that. It looks interesting. Again, the character designs, especially, are one of the things that have gotten me interested. And I've wanted to check this out for a while. I just never have gotten around to it. I just never did. And I can't really explain why. It's just one of those cases where I just kept putting it off for other things, I guess. Not out of a lack of desire to see this, but more out of just general procrastination that I do towards everything. There's so many shows I have on my Netflix watch list that I have not seen yet. Um, Hell, I haven't even ever since I first like dropped reactions to Disenchantment. I never even continued that into season two. So technically, if someone wanted me to react to that, I could. If someone chose that as a donation reward. But yeah, it's like there's just so much that I still just haven't watched or continued or whatever. Um, but this will no longer be one of them. To my knowledge, there's only one season of this right now. I do not know. I have not heard if there's plans for a second. So I guess we'll have to see. And I'm going to judge this like I judge anything completely, fairly, completely on its merits. I'm not going to like just automatically assume it's going to be good or bad. I'm just going to go in, hope for the best, and see where it takes me. Um, but yeah, I am definitely interested and excited to see what this has in store. We're doing 2 episodes because next week on the channel is One Piece week, and I want to, before we take a week off of everything else for just One Piece, I want to kind of get this ball rolling a little more than normal. And I want to allow our shows that are going to be a week off to have a little more to leave off on, before a little break for a week. um, Even if this is a brand new one. So yeah, hopefully I like this. I'm very excited to check it out. And I'm hoping that we get more anime and just shows in general like this in the future that highlight these creative black talents in all kinds of important and artistic ways. So, let's get on with it. When the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black, then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episodes. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. Okay, so before anything, I want to comment on the voice actors here, because I did look that up. So, Billy the Kid is voiced by Kenny Blank, who I don't know the name of offhand. Sam is Kamali Minter. Prince Kelby is Zeno Robinson, so that's who Zeno is. Billy Bob Thompson is a character we haven't met yet. But Casey Turnbuckle, the little robot, is Stephanie Shea. And this is probably the biggest name for sure. If you don't know, Stephanie Shea is the voice of Hinata from Naruto, or Hime from Bleach. She is Miko's mom in Glitch Tex. She's in Samurai Champloo. She's in Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, Gurren Lagann, Code Geass, K-On! She's Yui in K-On!, so that's a big one as well. She's Suzy Q in JoJo. She's Nui Harime in Kill la Kill. Latte Janssen in Little Witch Academia, and so much more. She's a really big name, VA. Check here something. She's in The Loud House. She's in We Bare Bears. She's she's Zhu Li in Legend of Korra. I can't believe I forgot about that one. She's been in a lot. She's in Lou Over the Wall. Remember my reaction to that? I think that was on the old channel. I think. She's also in plenty of video games as various characters here and there. Trying to see something that's like more recent. Oh, well, she's in Tekken 7 as Julia. She has additional voices in the 2018 Spider-Man game. She's in WarioWare Gold as Mona, Kat, and Amy. She's been in quite a lot. Like that much is very clear. So she's a pretty damn big name. But let's talk about these first 2 episodes. This was fun. This was entertaining, and like I said, it kind of reminded me of Trigun, but also with a little bit of, speaking of Gurren Lagann, mixed in there. So we're introduced to these 2 robots. This girl named Sam and this little robot named Casey. They're being chased by these bigger, like, royal guards, while at the same time looking for this Prince Kelby. who is a friend of Sam's. Sam is she's very much like Penny from Ruby. I made the comparison in the reaction. She's very much like Penny. Just personality wise, she's all about making friends and just positivity and just trying to have a good time, basically. Um, though, unlike Penny, she doesn't recognize danger as easily. It seems like Penny's definitely a little better at that. Um, though, like Penny, she also kind of is a secret weapon in and of herself. Um, see, Sam is one of the titular cannon busters, and by the fact that the title is plural, that definitely means there's going to be more like her. Whether friend or foe, that remains to be seen. Um, but we see her like mouth open up, and she has this cannon inside, hence the name, Cannon Buster. But we don't really get to see her truly in action yet. She's looking for help from this outlaw named Philly the Kid, who we see is a little bit of a self-righteous jerk in a way. He's not really up for helping people too much. He's not really like the most selfless person. And as we see in episode 2 as well, he kind of has a little bit of a womanizing side to him, which is a very common trope for a lot of anime characters, especially like in the same style as he is. Just that kind of like outlawish rogue. A lot of them have that kind of side to them. Not all of them, mind you, but a lot of them do. Like Kamina from Gurren Lagann. Um, and while I've never been a huge fan of that kind of trope, it's like we'll have to see how it goes. Like just seeing him act that way in one episode, I feel isn't enough to really judge it fully on. So we'll have to see how it goes. But anyways, so Philly has this curse placed on him, apparently, where he's basically and functionally immortal. Every time he's killed or dies in some way, he comes back to life, but another numbered tattoo appears on his body, signifying how many times he's died. By the end of episode 2, we see he gets the number 23. Um, Unintentional reference is unintentional, but yeah, so he's died by the end of episode 2, 23 times total. And it could be any number of ways, too. And it seems like maybe the way he dies also determines how quickly he comes back. Because he came back really quickly after, again, I said this in the reaction, he comes back really quickly after having his entire midsection blown out by that massive gun. But when it came to that poison that the one chick gave him, it took a lot longer, like notably a lot longer. So it's definitely a case of probably specifically what it is that killed him. I'm definitely interested to learn more about that, though. Like how he got the curse in the first place. Um, but yeah, so the first episode focuses mostly on introducing our characters and just the general idea for the plot. The second episode starts to bring in a little more depth with the history of Sam and Prince Kelby and explaining what happened to Boudica. Um, which, geez, some kind of like crazy ass demon sorcerer dude and his giant hell mechs. um, Prince Kelby seemed like a cool guy though. Also, real quick, I did also read that apparently the names were different in the original comic book um, compared to here in the anime adaptation. Which it's not the first time that kind of thing's been done, but it's like I'm just wondering why that was done. I mean, I'm assuming LaShawn Thomas, the creator, the one who created the comic and everything. I assume his name's in the credits and everything, but I assume he had like a say in how things went with this anime. So, yeah, I assume he had to have signed off on that. But I'm just wondering why some of the names were changed. It's not that big a deal. I don't mind that much, but yeah, just out of curiosity. Um, so we had different antagonists each episode as well. The first episode had like these general outlaws who didn't really amount to too much. And then there was the Royal Guards, who were definitely much more of a threat, but Quick Wit was able to stop them. And on the opposite end, with episode 2, you have more just, well, I mean, the outlaws were human enemies in episode 1, but you have more simple enemies rather than these like big outlaws or these giant mechs or anything. The antagonists in episode 2 are some kind of just like hick family, basically. I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to say the word there, but that's not even the word I was trying to think of. Some kind of like I don't know, Texas Chainsaw Massacre kind of family going on here. It's implied that the leather that the daughter is wearing is human, but based on the mother's words, and we see the back room and everything, and it's like horrifying. It's like, oh yeah, these people are probably cannibals. They're definitely using human skin for leather. Who knows what else they're doing with the bodies? It's like, oh yeah, this is uncomfy. This is not fun. Um, and also it's like, geez, that's just a really sudden thing to bring in. Like, even for Telltale's The Walking Dead, that was like what episode was that? Episode 2? I want to say that was episode 2 that the cannibal family was brought in. I think it was episode 2. Um, Mind you, it's different for episodes of an episodic game than it is for like episode 2 of a series. So that's what I'm getting at here. Um, but we also have Philly's car. Philly has this really like classic looking car that's for some reason run like a video arcade machine. You need quarters to change its form and to get it started and shit, and it's like that just seems really inconvenient. Um, but it's not just a car; it has all these weapon attachments and stuff, and its final form with three quarters is a giant bull mech. Because why the fuck not? That's pretty much how it comes across to me. It's just a complete why the fuck not decision. But considering we do have these other giant mechs and stuff, I guess it works. Like I have no real issue with it. It's just a lot. um but we see as well that Sam and Casey have been tricked in the end and were pushed down a hole by the sons of this crazy cannibal family. Um, so shit's about to go down next episode for sure. Like that much I think we can guarantee. Um, Philly's gonna come back from the dead again. He's gonna go off on them. Sam and Casey might get out of the hole and come help as well. Um, and it's interesting we're already getting a multi-episode like little story arc here, a little mini arc. It's at least 2 episodes long to deal with this family. So it's really interesting that they're doing this early on. A lot of shows would wait to introduce a multi-episode story arc like this. Usually the earlier episodes would be just kind of like one-off things. But I mean, again, I don't mind. Um, so let's talk about the voice acting. So the voice acting, again, I've heard plenty in the past, way before now, way before I even announced that I was going to be doing this, that I should watch the dub. That the dub is worth it. Um, and so I decided to. And yeah, it's good. It's definitely cheesy. Like the voice actors are clearly hamming it up, but I actually think that works for the kind of tone they're setting with this. It seems like there's supposed to be that kind of cheesy comedic styling to it, and especially with based on the story and the lore and everything like that we're getting so far. It definitely seems like that kind of thing, and I don't mind that at all. I actually like that. um, it works. Like I said, it kind of even in that regard, it kind of reminds me of Trigun. Um, again, if you guys haven't seen Trigun, please watch Trigun. It's really good. It's not like the best anime or anything, but it's really good and it's really fun and it's really funny. There's a lot of great comedy. Plus, it definitely has a really good dub with Johnny Young Bosch as Fast Stampede, and I can't remember who voices the girls. I swear I know the voice actors. I just can't think of their names at the moment. um, Meryl and Millie, I think their names are. I think it's Meryl and Millie. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I do enjoy it. I've seen it multiple times. If I've seen it multiple times, that tells you I enjoy it. um, but yeah, yeah. I did enjoy this. I thought this was a good start. It set up the characters well. It set up the story well. It's giving us little bits and pieces of the history, of the lore, of the past to kind of get us interested in the overall thing going on here, the overall story, the overall kind of issue that they have to face eventually. So, yeah, I'm definitely interested to see where this goes. There's a lot of characters in the opening we haven't seen yet, so that's going to be interesting to see how they're integrated into this. And speaking of the opening, like the opening is really good. It's really fucking good. The song especially, like that is a song that I will be listening to again and again. It's a really damn good song. And surprisingly enough, you wouldn't think it would, but it fits with the visuals wonderfully. It actually fits really well. Um, so I really do like that. Um, the sound design is great. It has a good score and everything, and the animation is really good. Like this is something I kind of knew about before because again I had seen a couple clips here and there, and I had seen visuals, so I knew the art and animation looked really nice. But actually seeing it in context and everything, it's really nice to see. It's really good. Not the best animation I've seen or anything. Um, even like in the more recent times, recent days, but um, still very damn good. um, and yeah, like I said, overall, I did really enjoy this. I thought it was a good start. I really enjoy Sam's character so far. She's probably my favorite. Um, Followed probably by Casey and then Philly. I think I like Philly the least out of our main characters so far, just counting the main three, because of his kind of jerk nature. And I get why they are doing this. Like you can see why easily, but at the same time, it's like it's still a little annoying. Yet, like, yeah, he's clearly going to warm up to them. Yeah, he's clearly going to end up becoming nicer as the series goes on, or just more warm and friendly. But still, it's still kind of annoying. But I very much, like I said, enjoyed this nonetheless. But I want to hear your thoughts. What did you think of these first couple episodes of Cannon Busters? Um, have you seen this before, or are you watching along with me? Let me know. Um, but yeah, we will be continuing on with this series up until, uh, well, up until we're done with it, obviously. At which point we will return back to, we will get back to Digimon. That's it. Also, before we leave off, there is one more thing I wanted to check. It's not in the Wikipedia article. Um, so I have to kind of find it. Let me see if I can find it here. There's one more character I wanted to check the voice for because I swear I recognized her. It begins with a T. I know her name begins with a T. Typhoid, that's it. Because I was thinking, it just instantly made me think of Typhoid Mary. Um, I can check the IMDb. That might help. But yeah, it's like I really recognized her voice, and I couldn't place it at all. I want to see. Oh, okay. So here's some other voices too, as well. Darian Sills Evans is Odin. I was wondering about that. Oh, Keith Silverstein's in this apparently. Rolanda Watts is Mama Hitch. Okay. The King is John Eric Bentley. Melissa Hutchison's in this? Wow. She was speaking of Telltale's The Walking Dead. Melissa Hutchison is why is her name escaping me? Clementine. I knew it began with a C. Joe Bob and Bob Bob are DC Cody and Katera Colbert, respectively. Oh, Christina Valenzuela's in this too. Okay, so I'm not seeing the character's name on here. So it's got to be someone who's listed as additional voices, I'm thinking. Maybe if I find it by episode. Because I think I could just look up the episodes. So this is the first episode here. There we go. Oh, that was Christina Valenzuela as Typhoid. Okay. I knew I recognized the voice. I knew I recognized her. It's like I didn't even put it together when I saw Christina Valenzuela's name. Also, Keith Silverstein was Caesar. Was that the main bad guy? Was that like the main what's his name? Outlaw who had the like bulbous head? I think that might have been him. I don't know. Their names were like only briefly mentioned, I think. I can tell that was Christina Valenzuela now though. Or Christina V if you know her better as that. Um but yeah, either way. Either way. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Like I said, tell me your thoughts down below. And for now, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See you all next time.